Welcome to Jacket Talk on LEB TV.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Jacket Talk here on LEB TV. The Yellowjackets are buzzing, the fall sports season is underway, and we're so excited to bring you guys more Yellowjacket coverage here on Jacket Talk. Huge thanks to all of our sponsors, Mid-Missouri Bank, Ginger Wellness, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, and Jacket Nation Sports for making all of this possible. Without them, none of it would be possible, so thank you guys very much. As we said in the last show, this segment is providing sports coverage for all of the fall sports going on, so hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get right into it. Starting off with boys swim, the Jackets traveled to West Plains on Friday to compete at the Zizzer Invitational. Yellowjackets took third place out of 6 teams, scoring 162 total team points. Eli Havens won the 100-meter butterfly, while Benjamin Nelson placed second in the 200 individual medley and took first in the 100-meter freestyle. Moving over to boys soccer, Lebanon opened up their season at Hillcrest on Tuesday night, falling just short to the Hornets 3-2 in Springfield. Jacob Reagan had both goals for the Yellowjackets, and now Lebanon will get ready to take place at their home tournament on Friday and Saturday. They play Sullivan at 10 a.m. today and play West Plains at 4 o'clock. So make sure you get out there to the football field and the soccer fields by Boswell Elementary and support the LHS soccer team. Can't wait to stream some of their games this fall. Lebanon softball has had an extremely busy past couple of days. The Lady Jackets picked up their first win of the 2024 campaign with a 4-0 win over Walnut Grove. Lebanon traveled to Joplin on Tuesday, where they fell short to the Lady Eagles, and they were back on the road at Cuba on Wednesday afternoon. And then when you're watching this, the home opener against Neosho will have already happened on Thursday. We will have that stream against the Neosho Wildcats on our Jacket Nation Sports YouTube page, so you guys can check it out there. After a successful trip to the Joplin tournament last week, going 3-3, the Lebanon High School girls tennis team played host to the Central Bulldogs on Tuesday, falling just short 6-3. Olivia Magruder improved her singles record to 7-0, and head coach Ron Kroll had positive things to say about Magruder and the rest of the Lady Yellowjackets. The cross-country team will have their first meet this Saturday at 8 a.m. at the Bolivar Municipal Golf Course. So good luck to Josh Smith and the cross-country runners this fall as they start to compete their run to the state tournament. The girls' golf team opened up their season on Wednesday at Deer Chase in Camdenton, and they also competed on Thursday at the Seymour tournament at Whispering Oaks Golf Course in Marshfield. The Yellowjackets will host their first and only home meet of the season on Monday, September 9th at 4 p.m. at the Great Life Golf Course here in Lebanon. Lebanon Volleyball started their season at the Branson tournament last Saturday, winning 3 games against Carthage, Bolivar, and Summit Christian Academy. The Lady Jackets fell just short to Springfield Catholic in the opening round of bracket play. We were also able to travel to Camdenton on Tuesday to film the Lakers versus Lady Yellowjackets game on our Jacket Nation Sports YouTube page. It was a 5-set thrilling match. Lebanon just missed out on a victory, but nonetheless, still a great match between both of those teams, and you guys can go check that out on our YouTube page. Lebanon Volleyball will host their home opener on Tuesday, September 10th, against the Neosho Wildcats, so come out there and support Jenny Collins and the Lady Yellowjackets. The Lebanon football team hosted Webb City on Friday night in front of a really big crowd at Jacket Stadium for what was a 2-hour rain delay. Webb City won the game 35-13, but Lebanon finished the game with 242 rushing yards, led by senior running back Jax Glendenning, 198 rushing yards, 32 attempts, and 2 touchdowns. Lebanon will get ready to face the state-ranked Joplin Eagles on Friday night at Jung Field starting at 7 o'clock p.m. If fans can't make it out to the game, we'll have that on our YouTube page, so come check that out. I believe that's all from me, so I'm going to throw it over to Kevin Stubblefield, who's down at Buzz Cuts with Lebanon High School head football coach Will Christian to recap last week's game against the Webb City Cardinals and talk about the upcoming football game with the Joplin Eagles. Stay tuned for Trey Overstreet and Lebanon High School defensive coordinator Curtis Allen as they break down last week's game on defense against the Webb City Cardinals. That will be our Chalk Talk segment. Until next time, go Jackets.
My name is Jaysha Connor, owner and nurse practitioner here at Ginger Wellness. I believe that sometimes healthcare does too much. And I believe that's where wellness centers can really bridge that gap and really give people some confidence in natural ways, healthier ways to really improve quality of life and to get healthy.
We want to feel better and live better lives. It's not about quantity, it's a lot about quality of your life.
Ginger Wellness is where I went to get my quality of life back.
How much has your bank paid you? We've paid our Kasasa account holders more than $7 million since 2017. Open an account in minutes to get in on the earnings today.
Coach C joins us after the opening week loss to Webb City on Friday night, getting ready for week number 2 at Joplin on Friday. Going back to Webb City 35-13 on a stormy Friday night. I talked to you on the postgame show about kind of getting prepared during a weather delay. You and the coaching staff are old hats at that. How did the players respond to that this past Friday?
Yeah, I thought they responded well. And I certainly don't feel like that it had any direct impact in the game. In fact, I would predict that it would be harder to be the visiting team in that scenario than it would be the home team, just from the standpoint of, kind of being in your normal environment and being able to kind of relax in a good large space. So I thought that part was solid. We were able to do a little bit more with our mental preparation from the standpoint of meetings, and certainly, when you wait that long, those first game butterflies seem to get larger and larger and larger. But we were pumped to get the game in. I think it would have been an even greater distraction for both teams to have to play that thing on Saturday. So we were glad to get it done, and hoping no more rain delays or lightning delays or whatever this year, so that we can start a timely game.
After you rewound the video from start to finish, what are some of the things that stood out? Of course, the 5 turnovers, that was paramount in the outcome.
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. Certainly, anytime you're -5, there isn't one team on our schedule you can beat and be -5, period, especially one as quality and good as Webb City is. So, there's so many factors within that we've got to improve from the standpoint of obviously not only taking care of the football, executing within special teams, but also getting takeaways. I mean, we didn't get any takeaways as well, which is another important part of it, which certainly can change that differential. So it's a lot of things. It certainly isn't one. There were a lot of good things too. Folks that are simply focused on the outcome and the scoreboard see 35-13, and that's not attractive. But those that did study it at all or watch the game film, can see that there was a lot of good things in the ball game too. A lot of things to build on, a lot of things to be encouraged about, and we had a lot of good performances in there as well. Certainly, there's some performances that we've got to get better at, but week 1 setting, that's normal. Something we've talked about quite a bit since this whole conference change took place, which I don't know if the listeners are tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it, frankly. But one thing that's certainly drastically different is that, we arguably probably have played this way in other opening games or even week 2 games. However, things were not exposed as they were Friday night. And oftentimes, if things aren't exposed and you win a ball game, sometimes it masks the reality. And certainly in this setting, it's not masked in any way, shape, or form. We're going to have to get these things addressed with a sense of urgency in order to improve and get back on the the ledger, the side of the ledger that we want to be on. And I think our kids and coaching staff have wrapped their hands around that well this week.
Early in the football game, minus the turnovers, I thought especially offensively that you're really able to move the football. I thought the offensive line was coming off the ball well and creating some good space to run the ball through.
Yeah, 100%. We moved the football all night. I mean, you look statistically, almost 300 yards rushing. Certainly we've got some work to do in the passing game, and that's going to come. But without question, we were efficient. We had several first downs. Definitely giving ourselves an opportunity. And I thought defensively we played well too, Kevin. I mean, we forced, stops. It wasn't as if it was a sieve. Certainly the 35 points are not a reflection of our defense in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I thought we played well enough defensively with maybe the exception of the 2 gigantic pass plays, those 2 plus 25 pass plays that obviously resulted in points. Other than that, I thought we did well. I thought we defended the run well. We ran out of gas late, which, is something that, programmatic we've got to, deal with, and that is getting larger numbers and more depth. We've talked about that in great detail. That's something that has not been exposed in years past, but certainly Friday night, I think, was maybe the first real evidence in the regular season anyway of what having 148 players versus 85 potentially looks like, having 26 seniors versus 14, potentially looks like. And so we definitely are going to have to climb, that as a program in order to get ourselves in a spot where we have greater depth. And that's way up on the list right now. Of growth things that we've got to get done within Lebanon football.
Beckett York, your sophomore quarterback, he makes his debut Friday night under the bright lights. How did you assess how he did?
Yeah, I thought Beckett did phenomenal. Talk about a tall order. So you learn that you're the starting quarterback basically on Saturday, right? And he had gotten some reps, but primarily with the 2s, a little bit with the 1s, and mixing in with Nick Allen. And so, it's never enough for a backup, especially, in a high school setting where guys are not all on one side of the football. And so, I thought with all those factors, he showed a lot of charisma. He showed a lot of guts, a lot of moxie. And did a nice job for us. And he's a kid that Kevin is going to improve drastically as the year goes on, going to get more comfortable, going to be in a spot where, he's going to have the experience to execute. And so we're very confident and working very, very hard also with all the backups. We obviously got to have more than one quarterback. And so we're working hard on getting, kids at every spot, which we always do. But I don't think you're ever ready for next, right? I mean, especially at that position. It's one of those things that can be a difficult break. I mean, you look at it at any level. Study, the Missouri Tigers, the Kansas City Chiefs. Would things be different if the starting quarterback's out? I don't think I probably have to go into great detail on that. So, Beckett is talented, and he's got all the mental makeup to be really good, and he's going to get there. Physically, he's a puppy. That's just the way it is. The reality is that teams all throughout this league don't want to play a lot of sophomores because physically they're growing. They're just maturing. That's just the way it is. But there are certain scenarios where that's what has to happen, and Beckett is going to do a fantastic job for us.
Was the offensive playbook for him pretty well open, or were there any limitations?
Well, being the fact, Kevin, that certainly the reps were not in his favor coming in, we did have to limit some of the stuff. There's no doubt about it. Basically what happens, Kevin, with a number 2 quarterback, a number 3 quarterback, is we get them the base reps. So the base part of the system. So the fluff is often with our starting quarterback, the gimmicks, some of the nuances. We just simply don't have time to split the reps right in half with quarterbacks. And really, even in let's use an NFL setting where those guys only practice one side of the football, it's no different. The backup quarterback does not get even close to the number of reps that a starting quarterback gets. So it's just the nature of it. So for the most part, you get your quarterback able to run the base system and then expand, obviously, from there.
Well, obviously the fuel level for Jax Glendenning never gets toward E at all, either offensively or defensively. Played a lot of snaps on Friday night, over 30 carries, 190 yards rushing, couple of touchdowns. So he did what you expected him to do.
Yeah, without question. He's just a war daddy in every way. Gigantic heart, very talented, and has put in the work. You know, I mean, he's 190 pounds of just steel, and then he plays with great heart. And so not surprised in any way, shape, or form by any of that. And that's one of those things that, you know, we're going to expect every game out. I mean, you know, I would like from my chair for him to have a little bit less of a role somewhere, you know. but right now it is what it is, right? And so you know, we're going to keep traveling the road, and I can promise you he don't want to leave the field. The head coach would like to get him some breaks once in a while somewhere, but you know, he's just a war daddy, and he's going to do everything he can to help us be successful and win.
Week number 2, Friday night, on the road down I-44 to Joplin to face the Eagles at Jung Stadium. Been a few years since we've been there. We've had some good times and some not so good times at that venue, but what we do know is Joplin is 1-0, and they put it to Kickapoo on Friday night. So this is a very good COC football team you're going to be running up against on Friday.
Very good. Very well coached. Since Coach Jasper has taken over there, that program has elevated, and, you know, to the tune of playing for the Class 6 state championship just a few years ago, having NFL player Isaiah Davis and a host of others. And so very talented football team, highlighted by number 2 and number 20. I know you'll talk about those guys in your broadcast and different stuff that you do. They're very big up front, which is traditional for them. They always have great size up front. And so they're a good football team, no doubt about it, and a team that's going to be well prepared in every facet and is going to come out and play us very tough. Now, for us, I feel very good about our football team. And I will say this, too, no disrespect to Joplin in any way, but Webb City's darn good, too, right? So it's not as if we played a week 1 opponent that's, you know, substantially under what we're getting ready to face. We played, I guess, at least equal, you know, and I'm predicting one's better than the other, but certainly very close. And so, you know, we feel well prepared is what I'm trying to say. I think our week 1 opponent will prepare us for everybody that we're going to play.
Schematically, what are we looking at as far as a game preparation for their defense and offense?
Well, first of all, offensively, we're going to do what we do. We got to do what we do better in every way. You know, from the standpoint of our play action game, the protection within it, our quick game, to the standpoint of our run game, and obviously, you know, the option components. We've got to do a better job of getting to the pitch. And we've got to do a better job of being more consistent within our blocking assignments in every spot. We showed signs of being very good, but then we also were inconsistent at times, which is normal early in the year. So we've got to gain more consistency. And then, of course, what's always a factor is that we can't become undisciplined. We've got to remain disciplined, which I thought we did a good job. I thought we won that category Friday. I thought we were more disciplined than our opponent Friday. And so we've got to continue that and improve that. We can't have a lot of dumb penalties that kill drives. That'll be vitally important.
Very good. Coach, look forward to Friday. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That'll do it for Jacket Talk Overtime, brought to you by Mid-Missouri Bank, by Ginger's Wellness, by Mercy, and by Jacket Nation Sports. Thanks to Mel's for delivering lunch with pulled pork today here at Buzzcuts. We'll be back next week for another edition of Jacket Talk Overtime.
You shouldn't have to give up the hometown bank experience to enjoy modern convenience. Just check our Google reviews about our in-person, online, and mobile banking experiences. Open an account in minutes today.
He will run out of the pistol, take the snap, and lob one on the side, and it's intercepted for a pick 6 by Cannon Roar.
Takes the handoff, looking for Roar deep, and it is caught by Dennis in the end zone.
Alex, it's always hot weather in August, but high school football season is here, and the Lebanon Yellowjackets now in the Central Ozark Conference.
Say goodbye to some key seniors, so next man up mentality as always for Will Christian and the Yellowjackets. Should be interesting to see how they fill those voids on both the offensive and defensive side of football.
Welcome to week 2 of Chalk Talk, presented by Brickhouse Grill, proudly owned and operated by the Knight family. Be sure to stop by Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. for bingo night. Also, be on the lookout for a new menu making its debut next week. Coach Allen, you excited about that menu?
I'm pumped about that menu.
I know Coach Summer is excited for next week to get a little taste of the new menu. They are providing food for myself and the coaching staff each week, whoever we sit down with. And so far, so good. And I'm fat and happy as usual. So this week's guest is Jackets defensive coordinator Curtis Allen. Curtis, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Super appreciative of you guys sharing your time with us and getting to learn a little bit about you. You are a 2006 graduate of Lebanon High, correct?
Yes, 2006 graduate. 2005 was my last football season. Then 2006, I graduated that spring.
Did you get through school in 4 years here?
Well, I did here, but not in college.
Same.
It was
Same.
4 times 2 in college.
I thought I'd give you a little hard time about that. You spent your senior season with Coach Christian and company, right? That was their first year here?
Yes, sir.
And your D coordinator was?
John Franks.
John Franks, yeah.
John Franks. That was his first year here,
You've learned a few things from him, I'm sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Worked under him for many years also.
Well, let's talk a little defense here, shall we?
You bet.
All right, we're going to open up here on third down on Webb's opening drive. It looks like third and about 3.5 here. Walk me through the play call here on their opening drive.
Yeah, so this front, actually, and you guys will get a kick out of this, all our fronts are animal names. We see so much fast tempo offense anymore. Everything's got to be signaled in quick or an automatic check from these kids. You see they have a tight end and a wing lined up at the top of the screen there.
So you're talking the front, these 4 here, huh?
Yes, those 4. Our auto to this set by Webb City, we called it Hippo. And what we're in Hippo, we play a 6 technique to the top, which that's Christian Williams.
6 technique up here with Christian.
That's head up on the tight end.
Yep.
We play Mason Hendricks in what we call a 4 technique.
So he's in a 4.
Yep, that's head up on the tackle. So we're kind of overloading that tight end wing side. They had a pretty strong tendency running that way.
So when you see, you're talking this tight end here.
Yes.
Tight end here, and then this wing here.
Yep.
And then your auto into Hippo.
Auto call was Hippo there. We're actually, our hammer is our defense, which is our 4-4, and you'll see the guys get to it in just a minute. A little slow lining up here early in the game. And then the front 4, we're in what we call Hippo.
And that gives
just tells them where to align. Yep. Where to align and what they're doing. So on this one, we pinched our 4 techniques and we took our 6 technique and split the tight end and the wing.
Okay, cool. We'll run it here just a little bit. So we walk up into the 4-4 here. You see Braden LaMontagne walk up into the outside linebacker here. And then we've got, who's this? Braden Christian and
Avery Starnes.
And then Jack's at the other outside linebacker.
Jack's up top. It's nice to have a guy like Braden LaMontagne that you can, and really either our safeties, any of the 3 of them, Cameron Rose and Evan Ogle, they can all 3 roll down and play in the box.
Yep. And then you've got a 3-high shell here.
3-high shell, yep.
Okay, we'll walk through this play third down.
Nick Allen does a great job here pinching. So we pinch our 4 techniques and try to work flat down the line of scrimmage.
So Nick Allen is
he's our bottom side DN.
Bottom side here. So we're almost circling him to start here, and you can kind of get an idea.
He pinches really hard, shoots the gap.
Coming off this backside edge.
Off the backside edge, yep. They didn't account for him.
And then on the front side here, you've got, what's this, Mason Hendricks up top.
Mason Hendricks in the 4, and then you got Mason Jones at the nose there.
Mason's in the nose, and then Christian Williams up top.
Yep.
Yep. So you said Mason Hendricks is crashing in here.
Yes, he's pinching.
So he's
hard
doing
also.
what may look on film like maybe he's getting beat, but he's taking up the gap. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
If you see our linebacker there shooting the gap, Avery Starnes, he's free as a bird.
Yep. That's so Hendricks does what he's supposed to. Christian wins. This is just a win all around from the defense.
It really is.
Huge first drive and first stop.
We had 3 guys around the football there, which is we love to see.
Yeah, so you force a punt and a 3 and out on the first drive.
That's awesome.
Yeah, especially after a turnover and give the offense some momentum back. Okay, we'll go back to another one here. This is late in the half. It's 14-7, Webb City lead. Offense has just scored here, and they're trying to put maybe they used all their timeouts here trying to keep us from scoring.
Yeah.
And then they are now trying to try to get in the field goal range maybe. They didn't have a great kicker, so they're really just kind of shooting their bullets here.
Right.
Looks like you may be in man based on alignment out here.
Yeah, we are in a way. You see number one, and I can't even think of the kid's name. He's a stud receiver for them.
Yeah.
On the top side there. So we ran what we called cloud at him.
Okay.
So we take Abe down and
Up here, number one.
Abe's going to jam him.
Okay.
On the flat. And what cloud is telling our.
So Abe's coming up immediately and touching him.
Yes. We had two calls to this. We called cloud and we called sky.
Okay.
Cloud was telling the corner he was the jam guy. Safety was over the top. And we also have a
He's got
reverse.
help over the top.
He does. Lamontagne.
This guy here.
Yep. The free safety.
Cool.
And then we had a call called Sky as well, where we could bail Abe off and run the safety down to the flats.
Okay.
Maybe rob a slant.
And then down here on the field
On the
side.
bottom side, we're in what we call green.
Okay.
So we're just locked up across the board.
You're split coverage.
Yep,
here.
we're split coverage.
A little different than back in my day.
Yeah.
Just cover 3 and hope.
Straight old cover 3. Offenses are a little different than they were back then, too.
So we'll let it run here. We get some pressure interior, and he kind of bails on it. We give up our outside arm a little bit there, but this is
And that's just Jacks being Jacks.
this is pretty awesome. You got a guy playing outside linebacker that's 20 yards deep, running with a seam.
Yeah.
Turns and sees it and presses
Sees him
it.
coming, yeah.
And he's pretty explosive human.
Yeah.
About as good as you could teach
That's
a tackle.
pretty
Head
awesome.
up, wrap
and
up,
then
drive.
and then the guys there at the end finishing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody getting a part
That
of it.
gives you goosebumps watching that.
Oh yeah, and you can see just watching here on the sideline what it does to a sideline.
Yeah.
You're going into half here after this play, basically. There's a minute 20 left. You guys get off the field, no harm done, and going to half down 7. Feel like you're in a great spot.
We're right in the ball game.
Yep. Okay, so here we are. We've kind of given everybody 11:56 left. This is early fourth quarter, and the offense has just put on another 19-play drive, puts it in the end zone. We do have the extra kick or extra point blocked, but we're down 2 possessions now, trying to get off the field, and we're going to kind of walk through this whole drive quickly.
I'm gonna grind just a little bit. Here's another illegal formation, just like the first one they scored on.
First touchdown.
First touchdown. They had
6 on the line.
6 men on the line of scrimmage, 5 in the backfield. Here's the same thing here. You see the referee signaling to the receivers
here.
off.
So what coach is talking about? The referee is signaling. The receiver is off here.
Yep.
Okay.
Plus the wing, so that gives them 5 in the backfield. That's an illegal formation.
Too many. Yep. So you got quarterback, wing, and 2 running backs. There's not enough people on the line of scrimmage. That's frustrating.
Maybe third time they did that.
Early season with everybody.
Sure. We're all learning.
It stinks.
Yep.
Part of it. So we get what call you in here? This is back to Hippo, right? Because you got
actually here we felt like at halftime an adjustment. You know, Webb City's so well coached. We feel like giving them a little bit different look after halftime. So we stayed in our 4-3 here. We felt like they got us on midline a few times early. I don't want to say got us. They maybe gained 5 or 6 yards. We feel like we fit the quarterback better with our linebackers out of the 4-3.
So you went from Hippo and your hammer front, which is similar front,
right?
But now you're losing an outside linebacker, and you have 3 linebackers adding a safety,
and we're staying too high.
Yeah, keeping that show on top. And they only had 130 yards rushing in the game.
Right.
So for Webb City, what they do, you felt pretty good.
We felt very good about that. Yeah.
And it's just kind of a couple big plays in situations.
It was.
Man, early in the year though.
Yeah.
Rather than
and our
now,
kids were in great spots.
Rather now than in week 13, right?
Absolutely.
Yep, that's the goal. So we'll walk through this drive.
So they run load option on us here, and this is a play they got us on when we went to 4-3, and they saw us in 4-3.
Yeah.
They would kind of go to this load option call, and it was very good for them.
It's putting pressure on this.
It is.
Outside linebacker.
Yeah, and he's getting blocked.
Yep.
I mean, your safety, you got to do a good job with your Mike backer scraping over the top, and your safety really getting downhill.
Yep, and it was a good play by them, but they had a hold or something, knock them back behind the line of scrimmage. So now we got the second first down of the drive.
Yeah,
get a little boot action here.
Get a little boot action. Great coverage. We're all over them there.
So now we're back in our hammer look.
We're back in our hammer look, and this kind of goes against our game plan.
Yeah.
When we saw this pro set out of them, we wanted to be in our 4-3 defense, what we call bone.
Yep.
But they had number 1 out of the ball game.
Yep.
Number 1 wasn't in the ball game. We felt like we could be one high, and we're pretty safe. We felt like we could match up on the outside.
He looked just like me, I thought.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Braden eyes in the backfield kind of gets a little lost, which is what the play action is supposed to do.
Sure.
And then a really good job by Braden Christian here of kind of making up for him. And is his job the flats here?
His job is actually the press. So he's
okay. So they kind of flip flop.
Yes, his job's to press the quarterback. Lamontagne's job is to take that back out. So they actually flip flop.
It's just dudes being dudes on the fly.
Dudes being dudes. Yep.
So Braden sees that the flats are open, takes it, and then Lamontagne realizes where he's at, presses it hard. And
yep. And then
you finish with 3 dudes on the football.
3 gang tackling at the
Yeah.
football.
3 is he's a relative.
Yes, he's my nephew.
You wouldn't know it. That's a physical son of a
Yeah,
gun.
he's way more physical than I
Oh
ever
man,
was.
he gets it all from Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 2nd down and 12 here after that play. Again, we're trying to get off the field, get the offense another chance, and it's pretty good coverage.
It is. It's good coverage. We got our feet tangled up just a little bit there, but still pretty good
He's
coverage.
going to be
We're
in a
around
position,
the football.
even if
Yep.
it's a perfect throw, he's going to be right there.
Yep,
So
to make a play on the
Pretty
ball.
quick on that one.
It's just a one receiver route on that too.
They do a lot of that, don't they?
They do.
Which,
They do.
you know, they're a run first team like we are, so that's similar. Now they're in a pistol, kind of a spread look.
They are. They're in a 2-by-2 look, and you see us with a late blitz there. That's me early in the season, also a little bit late. They run. I think what they're trying to run here is just a straight up quarterback draw. Looks like he's taking off pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I agree.
I think it's
the
just
way the
quarterback
running back
draw.
leads in there.
You got Braden Christian and Nick Allen both closing in on him.
For you guys at home, you can kind of see this running back. Watch this running back, quarterback. The running back's downhill, lead blocking.
Yeah.
So they're trying to drop back, sell pass, and maybe get in there. And then a junior, a little bitty kid.
He is a little bitty
I mean,
guy,
he's
but
maybe the smallest inside linebacker in the conference.
he is, but
Has a
also one of
nose
the
for the
quickest,
football.
and he's been around football a little bit in his life.
Yeah, just a little bit. And we've been to Harding a few times and seen a guy play inside linebacker.
Reminds
for
me a lot of him, actually.
A D2 national title that
reminds me a lot of
Class
Brady.
7 state player of the year down there in Alabama. So.
Actually went to the University of Alabama.
Yeah, walked on, right?
Yeah.
And then found him a home at another really good school. So Braden does a really good job here, and again, Mason Hendricks is taken up to constantly.
Yes,
what a motor and effort.
He plays. He's relentless.
And that was something watching it back over the weekend on both sides of the football. Obviously, the result wasn't what we wanted, but on both sides of the football, dudes were playing hard.
Oh, our kids
and even
fought
after
their
a
butt off.
mistake, I think you watch a sophomore make a mistake and throw an interception or have a fumble, and you see guys picking them up.
Absolutely. It's a great bunch of kids, great teammates, and they play their butts off. They're fun to coach.
So you get the ball back here, and you're going to be down. You're giving the offense a chance, another 3 and out in a huge situation, and giving the offense a chance to go down and maybe make this a football game, and that's all you can really ask for.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Getting off the field. That's what we talk about. Eliminating the big play, getting off the field.
Yep, Coach. Well, I appreciate you spending time, and we'll
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll get some of the kinks out up here, like you guys will on the field, and
You bet.
And,
we
we'll
appreciate
see you
Jacket
at,
Nation. It's pretty awesome. I know that the community does.
we're having fun doing it. And where are we headed this week?
Headed to Joplin Friday night.
Headed to Joplin. What can we expect out of them offensively?
They're athletic. Got some.
That's the
quarterback
kind
can
of the common
spin it.
denominator of the new conference.
Yeah,
huh?
every week.
Athletic.
Every
yeah.
week we're going to see athletes.
That's good for you guys.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything week 1 through 9 is just preparation for the playoffs.
Preparation for districts.
It's going to take, I think, the kids and the community longer than it will us around the program to.
Sure.
And once they do, I think that's the next step. You know, Webb City last year, the similar time, beats a Republic team.
Sure.
And then in the playoffs, Republic gets them back. So
Webb City, three years ago, I think it was, we go down there in the quarterfinals. They were a 6-3 football team that season and end up winning the state championship. Yep. You come out of the COC healthy, but battle tested.
Yep. And then we've
you're in a
heard
great
Will
spot.
Christian for years talk about process and being focused one game at a time. And I think from an outsider's perspective, you guys are better after last week than you were after the Jamboree, and that's the goal.
No doubt. We'll get better every week. Our kids come to work every day. We'll get better every week. And that's our goal. Coach Summer told them today in film, we're going to be playing our best football week 7 on.
Yeah.
And that's our goal.
Yep. And
We got a lot of young kids playing right now. A lot of kids
people
starting their first varsity ball game.
Christian Williams never put his hand in the ground on a varsity football game in this situation. They got some mop up time,
right?
But you got brand new guys all over this field that Braden LaMontagne's not played snap of football until his freshman year.
Yeah.
So you got Cameron Rose in the backfield. You got Brody Shoemaker in the defensive backfield, and
a lot of guys with a lot of experience.
I think what I saw was 130 yards of rushing and 170 on, and that's going to be I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's well under what they're going to average on both of those numbers throughout the season.
For sure.
It wasn't the result we wanted, but keeping you guys at home on the same page with the program and process oriented, and that's what you're going to get out of Chalk Talk. Coach, we appreciate you, and
thank you.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
I'm looking forward to some Brick House next time, baby.
Next time, baby. Thank you.
Welcome to Jacket Talk on LEB TV.